Hello, welcome to another episode of Dire Dominion. As always, I'm Zentor, and today we're going to go over the plugins featured on our server. As you can see here, as I bring up the chat, you'll see the list of our currently installed plugins. The most important ones that we're going to talk about today is probably going to be our permissions, the new economy, hero chat, the per world inventory with multiverse, DynMap or DynMap, however you say that, and shop traders. Oh, and citizens, of course. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so the first plugin we're going to go over today is the new economy, TNE, which is the economy plugin we have set up on our server. Some of the coolest features, and probably the backbone, I think, feature of this plugin is the fact that you can set it so that players will gain money once they destroy or kill mobs. That way they can always be gaining funds, and you'll see that down there in the bottom left showing you the amount, which is fully configurable by the server admin. You can set prices to whatever you want, and you can set it so only certain mobs gain you money or certain ones do not. So for instance, on our server we don't have it so passive mobs gain you any funds, because what fun is that, killing a bunch of cows? But anytime you kill zombies, skeletons, the stray skeletons, zombie villagers, the new husks, spiders, creepers, endermen, even the ender dragon and the nether mobs will gain you money in this world. And they scale up on our server, at least, based on the intensity it takes to take down those mobs. So for instance, skeletons gain you more than what it costs to kill zombies, so that you're always going to be working for your money. Next, I want to talk about the bank command, so /bank. Before we jump into that though, you can type /money at any time to see what money you have currently, and that is your personal account that you gain money. The people are playing you gain money from the server admin if they give it to you, or by killing monsters. So /money is the command for that. But if you hit /bank, it brings up a whole list of commands, and these are pertaining to your own personal bank, which is kind of like a safety deposit box on the server that you can only access through commands. So bringing that back right up again, you can see the /bank balance. That is if you have put money into your bank account. So I put 100 gold dragons into mine. If you put money into your bank account, you will gain interest, and therefore you can start accruing money that way as well. So it's another facet that we've added to the service, so players will gain money even passively when they're doing almost nothing. You just have to be logged in, and you gain a small amount of interest for so many server ticks, so basically so much server time. To buy a server, excuse me, to buy a bank, you just type in /bank space buy. The price currently, if you type in /bank space price, will display. It's currently set at a low 20 gold dragons. Whenever you wish to put money in, you type in /bank space deposit and then space the amount. That is the amount that you'll be adding to your account, so that you can then gain interest off of it. And then of course you could always type in /bank space withdraw space the amount to take that money back out once you've decided you've earned enough of those gold dragons. Now another really cool feature, probably the most interesting feature about this bank command, and the last one that we're going to look over, is if you type in /bank space view, it brings up a separate inventory that will show you where you can actually store items. So say your most valuable possessions, your diamonds, your emerald, your enchanted armor, or your books or whatnot, you can put that right into those just by dragging them right into those spaces, and they're only available to you. Nobody else can get to them. One of the cool features is, let's say you go on a mining expedition, you need extra storage space, you get that through the /bank space view. Or if you die, you have access to that, so you can get out some rudimentary tools to get started again. So that's a really robust feature, one of the coolest things about the new economy, and I'm very happy to have that on our server. And we would be completely amiss if we didn't mention, while we're talking about the economy plugin, that it is fully integrated with our other plugin, ShopChest. ShopChest is an enterprise side plugin, so that players can create stores of their own and sell whatever products they want, or purchase products from players. So whenever you do that, you would just type in /shop and it brings you up all the commands that you have available to you. Now, if you type in /shop space info, it'll bring you up to rudimentary information. You just type that in and then click on the shop that you're looking at. Right click, that is. It'll tell you the vendor, that is who owns it, in case for some reason you don't know who is the shop you're standing in. It tells you the product that is for sale and the quantity there is that is in stock, and it tells you what the price is. So buy the first area you see here is 10 gold dragons. That's so you pay the store 10 gold dragons to receive quantity of 1 cooked chicken, and then off to the right you'll see the selling quantity. So that is if this particular vendor, Zelenet, decided that she wanted to also buy that product from you. Not really useful for food, but could be useful for other materials such as stone or building materials. But she has set that as 0. So that's just going to give you the information on that shop. Is type normal, which means that is not an admin shop. So that means that a player set this up and it's not infinite in its quantities. Now, if you wanted to create a shop, you would type in /shop. Excuse me. You would first create a chest like this one right here. You would then put your cursor over the product that you would want to sell. Type in /shop space create space the number of items that you would like to sell. So either typically it's either 1 as a single item or a stack of 16 or 64. That is the unit price. So say it's 64. That's the amount that the player will get as soon as they click one time and purchase. So let's say we're going to do a stack of potatoes like I have in my hand. I would then set the price that I want players to buy that for. So if I want players to buy my potatoes for 1 gold each, I would type in the price is 64. If I wanted them to buy 1 potato for 10 each, then a full stack of 64, of course, would be 640 gold. Now, you do also have to put in one more piece of information. That's the sell value. As you saw in the information section of the shop that we looked at a minute ago, it has a sell price and you have to put that in. So if you don't want players to be able to sell their items back to your store, you just type in 0 right there, and then you would hit enter. Then you wouldn't have to click on the chest that you would like to make your own shop. That's right click, and then now you're selling that product for 640 for 64 items. That shop is currently set up, and you would just open it up and put your items into the chest, and then it is active and for sale. Now, whenever you create a shop, our server is set up so that you actually have to pay to set up your shop. That way people aren't spamming out shops. It takes a little bit of effort to set it up. And our current cost for a shop is 300 gold dragons. Seems kind of steep, but players will get that back pretty quick once they actually have their shops open. So, whenever you're looking back into the /shop command, we can look over some of the other options. Shop remove, that's in case you want to delete your shop, of course. You would type /shop space remove and then hit enter and then right click the shop you want to get rid of. So I don't really want this shop in Zelenet's store, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it right away, and it's gone. You'll see that. You don't regain the funds that you spent to open it, so be wise about your choices on that. The rest of these, reload, update, config, none of those are going to pertain to most players, so you can pretty much ignore those. However, the shop space limits will show the limit of shops that you can create as a normal player. So right now it tells me I have 0 of 12 shops slots occupied. So I have 0 shops open, but I have a potential of opening 12 shops. It used to be the plugin's actually set up so that players will only be able to open 5, but I figured that was too few. As you see, Zelenet already has 5 of them open in her store here. So I figured 12 would be a nice number to start out. Now, another feature of the new economy is being able to send money to players. So if, for instance, you look at your money here and you decide you have 1.4k, 1400 gold dragons, 5 silver stags, and you want to send some money to a player, you can type in /money space pay, and then the person you want to send money to. So if I want to send money to Atticus, then I would type in his name and then I type in the amount, and it would send money to him. However, it tells me he's not found because he's not currently on the server. But that format is, as I typed in just a second ago, /money space pay, the person you're trying to send it to, and the amount you're trying to send. And that is the format if you want to send money to a player. Another really fun feature that we have set up on our server is Citizens. Citizens is a really cool plugin. As you see, one of them is in the background. That's Hodor. He's running around town. It is an interactive plugin, so you can actually set up AI to do different tasks around your town or village or whatnot. We have a few town guards set up, so we actually required Citizens and the adjacent plugin Sentinel to make these guys into guards. Now, as you'll see as I go into the chat menu here, these guys will talk to you if they're configured to do so whenever you walk up to them. So they're set so that they will look at me wherever I walk, and they will also speak to me when I come into a proximity range. Also, at night, you'll see that they attack monsters nearby, enemy monsters, so that they don't mess with you. The cool thing about them, though, being in your world, is they add lots of roleplay features and a little bit of complexity for your world. And you can, of course, run away while they're taking on the monsters for you. We've used them all over our town as either shopkeepers or guards currently, but we have more plans for them in the future. And, of course, we have some player-side protection. This is coming in the form of the LWC plugin. This is a really fun plugin so that you can guard either doors or inventory type blocks. So among those are chests. So you see, as soon as I place down a chest, it immediately becomes a private chest. I of course can access it, but other players, whenever they right click on it, will tell them that they have no access to it. You of course can make this into a public chest by typing /c public and then left clicking on the chest. So now this chest is completely accessible to any player that walks by. It also works on other things such as furnaces. You can see it immediately became a private furnace when I placed it down. Dispensers, and it also is available on doors. Now, the thing about doors though is it automatically doesn't happen on doors when you set it. So that doors are always accessible to the public unless you choose to make them private. Once again, to do that, you type in /c public right here, and then left click on the item, and it is now a locked door to anybody except for myself. Now, another really cool feature is you can actually password protect a door, chest, or any kind of inventory block. To do that, you would just type in / as you can see right up there, C password, and then the password you want to use. So I can use Dire Dominion in this case, and it will ask you to left click on the item you want to password protect. So that will automatically open for me because I've put in the password and I'm the creator of it, but anybody who wants to unlock it will actually have to type in /c unlock and then the password being Dire Dominion, and they would actually left click on the item, I believe, to open it up. Multiverse, of course, is the capability plugin that we have set up so that we can have multiple worlds and jump between them. Of course, it would not be accessible without some kind of a portal plugin, so we use, I believe, multi-world portals so that we can link our worlds together so players can get to without using any commands. Like this goes directly to the creative world, which automatically puts me into a creative mode, and it gives me a different inventory completely so that I don't have to worry about losing items when I jump into this world, and when I come back over here to do projects, I have the items that I had selected previously. So once I jump right back through the portal, it's going to give me back my inventory that I had prior to leaving, and it will take me directly to the spawn. And last but certainly not least is the Dynmap plugin. Dynmap is not a feature that you see while you're directly into the game, so we'll actually have to leave it to see its effects. What it does, it gives you a web-generated map that you can zoom into and interact with completely. It will show players on the map, and it will show their dialogue, which is helped by the Dynmap Hero Chat plugin. So anything that is said through the Hero Chat plugin, which is our dialogue plugin, will show up on the map in little bubbles above a player's head. And you, of course, can speak in the chat window to them directly from the web, and they'll see that chat. Any old web browser, and you'd actually type in the server address and then :8123. Of course, I don't want to currently let out the server's address. IP address, so I will just go to the bookmark that I had already set up. So it comes up automatically with a bird's eye view map of the world, and it only shows the areas of the map that any player has explored. So as you can zoom in, you'll see the spawn indication, and it will show you any players currently logged in and their actual skin. And actually will show you their health there too. And if they were to say anything, that would also appear. So let me jump over here to the Minecraft and I will chat. And as you can see there, the dialogue from my character will show up on the web. And I of course can interact from the server. There you go. Now one of the coolest things about this feature is if you slide your mouse over to the right, it comes up with a menu and it shows you the worlds that you can select. So you could select the view of the Nether, the regular world, the End, which is currently not explored, so it's not going to show that, as well as the Land of Creation, which is the creative world. And I think what the coolest thing you can do with this, besides seeing the players who's on and being able to interact with them when you're not on the server, is being able to go to the 3D view, which gives you a really nice rendering of your world. Not so much in the creative because there's not much there, but if you look at the normal world, you get to see a really nice view of what people have created. And to me, it's a really nice feature that they've added to this Dyn Map plugin. Alright guys, that's going to conclude our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more. As always, this is Zentor.